quite close up so you can see it. So our first step that we're going to do is connect to our energetic container. And some of us that feel energy a little bit more, that maybe are a little bit more sensitive to not only our energy, but other people's energy, moving around day to day. And I've had conversations with a few of you around this, creating an energetic container maybe before you go out into a big crowd, or sometimes when I'm feeling a little sensitive, I do one every day, but specifically if I'm feeling I need a little bit tighter kind of energetic container on me, and I'm feeling very sensitive to outside energies coming in, and I'm feeling quite sensitive myself. Putting on an energetic container is really helpful because it will not only protect your energy, but also stop you from absorbing other people's energy. And so when we absorb other people's energy, especially when we do one-on-ones or we go through teaching and someone's going through a lot of trauma or they're feeling quite emotional and they're talking to you. And if you're just open in your energetic field and you're not using an energetic container for yourself, you're absorbing all of their energy. And sometimes it gets a little bit unclear. Is this mine? Is this someone else's energy? And then practices to learn to release energy that isn't ours, or also energy that we have within inside of ourselves that is no longer needed. So we are going to do a mudra which is called Vitam, just to feel our energetic field. And I'm going to just offer you a different way to create an energetic container. So Vitam is with the hands slightly apart, holding the energy. But I find to feel that we've got to bring our hands together and just start to palm and rub them. Just start to breathe for a few breaths. Take a few exhale. Just let the energy start to increase in between your hands. So you rub at a speed that feels good for you. And then I want you to slowly release and just notice the vibrations. Remember, the essence of this chakra as well is vibration. So I just want you to feel the tingling in between your hands. Start to notice the energy body. Maybe there's a little opening the hands where you can feel your bubble of energy that you sense growing, and a gathering in where you can kind of condense the energy. So just take a moment to play, and at any time, if you want to re-go through and rub again to feel Vitam. Vitam Mudra is really about sensing our energy container. So, our electromagnetic field, which is one of the things that has been researched through the chakras of identifying, yes, we do have these cervical, we do have these plexes of bundles of nerves in each of the chakra areas. And we do also have this energetic field. And when we do chakra practices or focusing or different tools to tap into the chakras, that our energy is shifted. And this is really helpful because when we get into energy, we're getting into nervous system, and then we're getting into the glands and the well-being. And then we have that communication not only between the brain, the nervous system, and into the body. Okay, so there's a healing quality that is taking place. So as you're opening and closing the hands, I want you to just notice your energetic container. So, roughly, each of us at any given time, our energetic container can move around 4 feet around us. So, you might even start to grow that. Feel yourself sitting inside this sphere, this bubble. If it is helpful for you to kind of visualize that drawing of the circle, you can do that. And in time, you'll start to feel that you can Notice that you can expand your energy, and then you can also bring it close to your body. So you can create this container, this protective container of your energetic bubble. When you're feeling sensitive, you pull it in a little bit closer. So taking a moment just to sense, the more you practice this, the better you'll be able to get at feeling and creating your energy and this container for self. And then just place your hands, either one or both. I'm going to start with one today because I just do want to just come in and feel our heart chakra, which connects all of our chakras together. It intertwines. It is our center, our connection to our true self. So always noticing that we have this compassionate inquiry to self in the way that we live our life, the way that we move through the yoga therapy practice. And then I just want you, I'm just going to move my necklace out of the way, just to start to create a compassionate touch of maybe circling or rubbing the heart chakra area, the sternum, and then allowing that to move up to your throat. So just offering some really nice compassion and loving kindness to the area of, and you can even go behind the neck. You can even feel the hand, and I'm just gonna move my hand up. If you go up the back of the neck and then you just cradle the back of the skull, our awareness to the cranial nerves, okay, that we're going to get into, specifically the vagus nerve here, exits out at the base of the skull, just behind the ears. So it does have a connection to the ears. And just let your head rest in to the hand. Sometimes when I do that resting into the hand, I can feel one hand on heart, one hand on the throat to the base of the skull. And one of the tools to connect to the quality of vibration and nourish the fifth chakra and also invigorate this vagus nerve, which helps to regulate so many functions, not only through the face, the throat, the heart, okay, calming the heart, calming the nervous system, but also regulating our digestive system, is the bee breath. So just take a moment to check in with that. And if the bee breath doesn't resonate with you, you're more than welcome even just to lie down for a moment. Maybe you take a blanket and you create a roll and you support the neck. We're going to go into our first mudra, and this is Garuda. So the right hand is going to cross over the heart, and the left hand is going to come on top. So sometimes just tapping here helps to create some vibration to nourish the cervical plexus. Seen this in a lot of somatic techniques as well, called the butterfly taps, flaps to help regulate nervous system. And then here to go into Garuda, you can just bring your hands together and just touch the thumbs to one another. So you're just leaning the pads of the thumbs into each other. And you can gently, as you lean the thumbs into each other, you can feel the hands and the arms pull outward. So as you lean, inhale, feel that expression of widening through the shoulders, the chest. Notice how this links to our throat. And then as you exhale, just soften the leaning. Just inhale, leaning out, pressing the thumbs into each other, and then reaching the fingers to the sides of the room. Just feel how we can connect up through the arms into the throat, the heart, this area of the body, and just soften. Just do it a couple times. And then if you want to move into Brahmari breath, this bee breath, you can inhale through nose and just start to hum. Mm. You can let the hands soften on the chest. You can tap here. Mm. 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 Just let that release. Just noticing when we're tapping and we're humming. This is helping to release all the fascia and the muscles through the neck and the throat, which is going to help to nourish the nervous system. It's going to create space for us. It's going to create really nice awareness of releasing any stiffness in this area, which when we have stagnation, this is a time too when we can start to get disease in the area of this area. And the main thing is we want to keep things moving. And once you finish that and you notice how that feels, I just want you to lie down for a moment. You check in. Do I want to put a roll of a blanket behind my neck? I have my slow-mo ball, which I really love. I like to just take a little bit of air out of it and deflate it and tug on it to create little lips. I'll show you that. Okay, and place that behind the neck. Some of you have a very special neck pillow that maybe you sleep with that really helps to nourish your neck. You also might want to take a blanket and just create a roll, okay, and place that behind the neck. So I've just rolled up a blanket and place that behind the neck just to connect in and really feel the quality of awareness into Vishuddha. And so my body's asking for the roll today. And just check, where do your arms want to be? They want to be out to the side. Do your hands want to be on your body? Just take a few breaths just to arrive here. Let your attention, as you feel your body release on the next exhales, notice your roots, your feet dropping into the floor. Knees can be bent, they can be extended. You can support the legs. Feeling the weighted quality come in through your pelvis, that element of water, connection to yourself through your sacral plexus. Let the lower ribs connect to the floor. Feeling the energy of your personal power center. Letting the radiant breath or the three-part breath, or maybe just the belly breath today, come in. Just allow yourself to feel your expansion on the inhale. And then the exhale, that softening. So we connect to the element of the heart, which is air, allowing the lymph to move through the body, And all of that humming is also nourishing the thymus gland, which is connected to the fourth chakra. And so when we connect to our thymus gland, which when we are tapping right below the collarbone area, which is where the thymus gland is, we're helping to nourish not only the movement of lymph and the cleansing of the body, but also to nourish the thymus gland. Might do a little nodding of yes, maybe a little movement of the head from left to right. Feel how you have the roll behind the neck, how it rolls from side to side. If you have a semi-inflated swivel ball behind the neck. One of the ways to come into each chakra is just focusing our attention and our awareness on the area of each chakra, a focus. So today, we're feeling the communication of the heart chakra to the throat. You're just listening to any sounds in your room. Notice how that's bringing you knowledge. It's bringing you knowledge of your environment. You can also notice the sounds of your own breath or any sounds that are emanating from body. Sometimes when we relax the nervous system, we feel a gurgling of the digestive system. Whenever we hear that gurgling sound, we can feel, hey, my nervous system is starting to settle. My digestive system is kicking in, moving into my parasympathetic. And by supporting the neck, we're also helping to nourish the vagus nerve. You're just going to take your hands in a moment when you feel ready and just grab the lobe of the ears, so the very bottom lobe of the ears, and you're just going to massage your ears. So just give your ears some love. So because the vagus nerve passes just behind the ears, there's a little nerve fiber that does connect into the ears. And this is the spot where it's closest to the surface of the skin, which is in the nerves of the ears. And when you massage your ears, you're going to help to encourage energy flow through the neck and the head and calm the nervous system. And you might even massage up through the side of the ear. You might even put your fingers inside your ear and just kind of tug down a little bit. So not going into the canal, but just into that first little opening. And then you can pull down in the very bottom kind of cartilage lip that flows into the bottom lobe of the ear. And there's a lot of anxiety present, so you feel a lot of energy moving in the head. This is a really good way to settle this area of the body. So just take a moment to feel the effects of that. And we're going to do a technique that is going to help to clear what is no longer needed to be held. So maybe you have some energy within the throat chakra or something of some speaking of your truth that you have not expressed that wants to come out. Or maybe you feel a little irritability or some words that you feel that want to come out in the form of judgment or hurt or blame. And So you might notice that and go, ooh, I feel like I could get rid of that. Okay, so just take a moment to feel, is there something that you feel ready to release or purge from the throat chakra? Okay, and this is very similar to Simhasana, which is lion's breath, but a little bit different. It's called Nagavayu. So it's a purging vayu, a cleansing vayu that helps to nourish the throat, the heart, and the fifth chakra. And so you're going to inhale and allow yourself to widen the back of the throat. And then as you exhale to cleanse, you're going to very gently turn your head to one side. And then you're going to open your mouth and allow that sound of let your tongue stick out. So doing that breath, Simhasana. Sometimes I even feel my fingers and my hands widen. And then when it releases, just slowly allow your mouth to soften. Slowly let the tongue come back in. Inhale, bring your head into center. Feel your throat widen. And then you're going to exhale and you're going to allow yourself to turn to the other side. And you're going to purge through the other side of what's no longer needed. So mouth open, sound comes out if you want, the extending of the tongue. Mouth soften, the fingers relax. Inhale, widen the throat. We're just going to do that one more time to each side. And just remember, if I offer anything and it doesn't feel good or your body doesn't want to do it, you just pause. You can do something else as well. Turn to the side. So when we turn to the side, we create this kind of twisting, cleansing process. And then when we're keeping that intention of what do we want to release, also really helpful for releasing the jaw muscles, specifically the masseter muscles on the side. And you inhale, widen the throat, exhale if you want. Go to one more side. Slowly soften the mouth, the tongue in. Just come back and feel your jaw. You might wiggle it around a little bit. So just the lower jaw that's moving side to side, up and down. And then we're going to roll back onto our side. And then we're going to come up and we're going to release that blanket or any support that we've had behind the head. And we're going to just do a few cat cows. So I just want you to come in, find your alignment, hands under the shoulders, shoulders feeling nice and stable and broad, knees under the hips, and then just flow from the base of your chakras. So pelvis, spine, opening heart. And then just let the throat gently open as the head gently lifts up, and then exhale, rounding back and down. Just feeling the back of the neck open to the front of the body. So whenever we do these spinal waves or cat cow or chakravakasana, we're nourishing the center line of the body. So not only the physical body, but getting into the shashina. Nourishing the nerves and the nerves plexus. They're gathering and bundling in each of the chakras. So our body is going to flow energetically with more harmony, which means our systems, our endocrine glands, our mind, all going to feel a little bit more aligned. Maybe you're circling through the body. I just want you to allow to have a little bit of creative expression here. So if you want to push up into downward dog, noticing that feeling in the back of the throat. The chakra of the fifth chakra, Vishuddha, this quality of purification, and releasing what is no longer needed to be served in the body, the mind, the spirit. We'll see. Do you want to go into a little bit of a plank and warm up the body, flow back to a downward dog? So just create some energy. Is there another practice that of poses that are just coming in? So I just want you to check in with you. Feel this self-expression of creativity in this area. Just see, how does the body want to move? Just take a moment to let that flow through you. One pose that's coming in that wants me to share, which is helps to connect all the lower chakras with the heart and the fifth chakra, is coming from child's pose. And some of you know this. That's the wave as you round up from child's pose into plank. And you just see how the hands are aligned under the body. If they need to come a little bit forward, farther forward. And then moving from plank into upward dog, a cobra. So cobra, upward dog, really good for opening and lifting the heart and clearing any holding through this area, the heart, the throat. And when we do undulation of the spine, we're affecting the whole energy body of the pranamaya kosha, the flow, the communication through the chakras. And take a moment to rest in child's pose. Now, this next one is optional because I just want to create some. Sorry, Magoo's just connected to me energetically right now. So he's wanting to be in the energetic flow. I'm just going to try to share this next one. So I've got two mats lined up, but if you need, you can fold your mat up to create a little bit of support. Remember, this one's optional. So you can come down in child's pose and just roll the head from side to side, starting to open up through the forehead. And then if you want, you can put your hands in front of the knees and just roll up a little bit onto the crown of the head. So this helps to release not only and open through the sixth and seventh chakra, but also to feel the release through the back of the neck. So we just want to start to create an openness for these upper chakras. So if you choose, you might exhale and roll on to the top of the head. Feel how that's tugging on the muscles and the fascia through the back of the neck. You might sense, oh, something that nourishes me a little bit more is maybe just sitting and doing a few head and neck movements. Thanks. Check in with yourself on that. Mhm. Head bobs. Good. You're just going to take a moment to complete that and just rest in child's pose when you feel complete on that. And then as we come to a seated position, we're going to use Kali Mudra. And Kali is the goddess of spiritual purification. And I'll come up to show you this one and just see a little bit closer. So you're going to interlace all your fingers together. Traditionally, the right hand is very sacred in Hindu traditions. So traditionally, the right thumb is on top, but I always let the body kind of decide what feels comfortable. And then you're going to extend the index finger. Okay, and the thumbs, which are crossed over as well, are right on the sternum, and the index finger is pointing up towards the throat chakra and the bottom of the chin. And so this is the symbol of purification for the throat chakra. And so not only verbal, but also spiritual. So releasing limiting beliefs that we're starting to voice to ourselves. So what is our internal dialogue? So just take a moment just to feel this gesture. If you do have an overactive thyroid, you might just only hold this for a very short time. You could always go back to Garuda Mudra if you find this one too stimulating, as it does express the energy up. And we're going to go into the seed sound. So the seed sound is either hum, so Hum, or hung, Hung. So just checking in as you just play with the seed sound on your own, which one resonates with you? Remember, it starts the sound of the seed sound. The whole point is purifying and cleansing the throat chakra. So you want to have the sound start at the back of the throat and emanate outward. Hum, hum. Allow your attention to rest on the throat chakra. So, one way is you can just emanate the sound outward. We do have a lot of petals here, so we can emanate to the number of petals, which is 16. Another way to do this is just allow the mantra to emanate as long as it wants to. And it might start out verbally, and then you might even move it to a whisper. Mm, mm. So just notice the level of tone that wants to come in. Mm, mm. Whenever that's complete, just allow the Kali Mudra to release. This mudra is so great because it instills an openness and support for the voice of truth, of Satya. It also helps to bring in awareness of what are we speaking to ourselves in the form of limiting beliefs. Last thing we're going to do just before we take a break is you might have, and I'm just going to come a little bit closer, you might have a ball, okay, that you want to use. It could be any type of ball. I just happen to have a squash ball. If you don't, you can also just use your fingers. So you're going to locate your upper jaw. This is the upper palate. So this is connected to your skull. And then, so I'm just touching mine. It's right kind of below your cheekbone. And then you're going to feel as you kind of pull down. It's a vertical muscle. So the muscle fibers, which I'm meaning, are running up and down. It's a very short muscle. And it's your masseter muscle. So it gets really tight. So you might even just allow your index finger, like I'm doing, to kind of pull down and comb over the muscles. You can also grab the ball and do a little bit of combing up and down through this masseter muscle. And you might even go to the hinge where the lower jaw, okay, hinges off of the skull in the upper jaw. You might feel that. Okay, you might even do a little bit of cross fibering, which is going just going across the muscle. And then maybe even a little compression. And so the compression, sometimes I'll just hold the ball here. So if you have a bigger ball, you can lie down on the floor and put the big ball under your cheek and just lie sideways on it. So I've got my pink ball. And if I was to do that, because the pink ball is a little bit bigger, I would just put it in the masseter muscle and you can use it. So first step is just to massage with hands, then massage hands with the ball. Okay, and then you can lie on the ball. If you have a little squash ball like me, you can always lift it up. So you might even find this of grabbing, I've got a thicker block and I put my ball on top of the block. And so when I lie down, it brings the floor up towards me. So whatever I'm on my right side, so I just let the right arm kind of slide behind me. You can open and close your jaw as you're massaging it. And we're just going to do another kind of 30 seconds or so on this one side. And then you're just going to pause and you're just going to notice, how is my jaw feeling specifically on that side? And we don't want to ever go too deep in that area for too long. So about 2 to 3 minutes max. And then you're going to pause and then you're going to shift over and we're going to do our other side. So you might just do the fingers today, just finding the upper jaw and just massaging down. You might use the ball very gently, just massaging up and down or side to side, cross the muscles, or even just lying on it and offering a little bit of compression, which will signal the muscles, fascia, kind of connective tissue in the jaw, just to slowly unwind and unfurl. Remember, you can lie down on your side, and that's the most kind of pressure is lying down and using your body weight to press into the ball. So just to make sure that we do levels, okay? Hand, ball, and then lying down if you do want to go into it. So just do another 30 seconds or so. And you can stay seated if you want. You can lie down if you want. Just take a moment to feel. How do I feel in the area of the face, the jaw, the throat, the neck, going through the arms a little bit? As a lot of you know, I like to find pieces of poetry that really sing and resonate with kind of the focus. And right now, this piece is a piece that focuses on our truth. So, how we speak our truth, and also how we hear or others hear our truth. And I'll say it twice. There's some people who could hear you speak 1,000 words and still not understand you. And there are others who will understand you without even speaking a word. And there's some people who could hear you speak 1,000 words and still not understand you. And there are others who will understand without you even speaking a word. If you just take this time to listen within, notice your body, your breath, essence of your spiritual evolution, the sound of your body vibrating and humming, breathing, the sounds within your room, and maybe if you hear any outside.